When was the last time Brazil had a truly iconic midfield? The problem started because football killed the number 10, and Brazil has been looking for its midfield identity ever since. The last time Brazil won the World Cup, they had Gilberto Silva and Cleberson controlling the middle of the pitch. It wasn't glamorous, it wasn't built around superstars, it was built around balance. The stars were obvious: Ronaldo, Rivaldo, Ronaldinho, everybody remembers them. But the reason those players could shine was because of what happened behind them. Back in early 2000s, the central battle was often fought by two midfielders. If your double pivot was disciplined and athletic, you could survive. And Brazil had one of the most efficient pairs in the world. One protected space, one covered ground, and neither cared about headlines. And together, they gave Brazil control. Not control through possession, control through structure. The midfield's job wasn't to create, the midfield's job was to make sure the creators could create. But then football evolved. Brazil had spent decades producing the world's best attacking players, but football was increasingly becoming a game won in midfield. Midfields became smarter, more technical, and bigger since teams moved away from a conventional 4-4-2 to a 4-3-3 or a 4-2-3-1. And the position that changed faster than any other was the number 10 position. So much so that it has just disappeared in today's football. For decades, the Brazilian number 10 was football royalty. We talk about Socrates, Zico, Rivaldo, Ronaldinho, Kaká, players who were given freedom, players who dribbled, players who were elite playmakers, who created, who weren't judged by how much defending they did. But modern football today has different demands. Managers want pressing, compactness, defensive discipline, and positional responsibility. And Brazil has never adapted. They've kept building around attackers. When you look back at the 2006 World Cup, Brazil had spent the tournament playing a rigid 4-2-2-2, but then they came up against France. France, who backed the centre with four high-level midfielders, Zidane, Makelele, Vieira, and Maruda, completely outnumbered and suffocated Brazil's system, even though Carlos Alberto did try to put an extra midfielder in, taking out Adriano and adding in Juninho in the midfield. Then they did the same mistake in 2010 by revolving the team around Kaká, who played in front of a washed Gilberto Silva and Felipe Melo. Same mistake again in 2014. As soon as Neymar got injured, they gave up, and the less I talk about the 7-1 defeat, the better. In 2018, they lined up again with Coutinho in that number 10 position. That was the closest they came to finding perfect balance in the midfield and everyone at their prime. But then Casemiro picked up a yellow card and got ruled out for the quarterfinals against Belgium, and Brazil fumbled. Then the latest upset, the 2022 World Cup, 1-0 up in extra time against Croatia. In the 117th minute, again that attacking mindset. Everyone went to attack the ball, leaving a Casemiro who's got no legs alone in the midfield. So that's the whole story. Point being, Brazil are reluctant to change, and they just won't learn. Now we are in 2026 and are still seeing Brazil's midfield being outrun by the likes of Morocco. Do you think anytime soon that we'll see a Brazil midfield with balance, the balance between structure and freedom, between control and creativity, between Europe and Brazil? Let me know in the comments.